Live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Oh, yeah, man. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Fame. I thought I just cut that off. I got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. Call him the boat. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams here today, man. How you feel, dog? How you feel coming off of an amazing weekend at Reality of Wrestling?
You know, every time we have the Summer of Champions event, I have a big smile on my face the entire week leading up to it. This one in particular, because we had so much ready for the people of the Reality of Wrestling faithful. Sold out indoor attendance record at the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. We thank everybody who came near and far and stood for the entirety of the show if you had to. There was a lot to be shown that night. Of course, you had the Samoan Street fight with Zilla Fatu and Ryan Davidson. You had a hair versus hair match with Will Allday and Danny Limelight. 2 fatal 4-way title matches. An incredible tag team title match. The ending of a best-of-5 series. A steel cage match. A battle royal. I mean, could we have gotten anything more on the show? And then on top of that, you had Hey Miss Parker and the Pink Dream do battle in the co-main event. It was quite the night to see.
It was. It really was, man. I know it's all over the internet, you know what I mean? And I know we live in the world of the spoilers and stuff like that, but I must congratulate Danny Limelight to becoming the new Reality of Wrestling champion. He had been working his butt off. He's bought into what we're trying to do at Reality of Wrestling, and that is, you know, create the best show out there that we can possibly produce from a mom and pop. We're a small company. We're a small little company here, Reality Wrestling, but we work really hard for our artists. And I tell you, man, everybody from top to bottom, starting off, like you said, with the cage match, AJ Francis and Chandler Hopkins going up there, man, and doing it like it's supposed to be done. Those guys, they really set the pace, and everybody pretty much stepped up after that. I want to thank all of my crew, and all the talent for really going out there and making Summer of Champions 11 something truly, truly special, man. And it was awesome. It was really awesome to see. It really was.
Yeah, the event itself was definitely a spectacle. So if you were able to watch it on Title Match Wrestling, shout out to you. I wanted to ask you, though, something about shout out to Danny Limelight, by the way. Yes, new Reality Wrestling champion. AJ Francis able to retain his Reality Wrestling Glory champion. They still both remain at the top of their division. We have a new women's champion, new tag champs all across the board. A lot of titles changed hands, new Texas champ. But here's my question. How are your feelings, or what are your feelings on Mr. Tavian Heights?
Now, Tavian's a hell of a talent. I mean, he really is. This kid, I've been showering praise on him for quite some time. And, you know, for him to step into Reality Wrestling and go toe-to-toe with my man Ed Stone, it was a hell of a battle. It was a hell of a battle. Edge went out there and held his own as well against the guys that's on television right now. That tells me Ed Stone definitely should get a spot, should get a call, perhaps get a tryout or something. That's what this thing's all about. Trying to get my guys to the next level. And Tavian Heights definitely brought the best out of Ed Stone. What a fight, man. What a night. What a fight. Oh, yes.
Yeah, man, both those guys went in there, had their working boots on, their pro wrestling boots and their amateur wrestling boots. I know that Tavian is a gold medal winner, you know, at the games, Pan Olympic games and things of that nature, Pan American, excuse me. Incredible athlete. I mean, his chain wrestling was off the charts there at the very beginning of the show. So we had 2 NXT representatives. What did you think of Jaida Parker making her Reality Wrestling debut?
Come on, dog. Jada Parker sold the building out. A week prior before the show. What are you talking? Feel good. I'm talking about getting Jada Parker back again. You know what I mean? As well as special guest Jey Uso. Some photos that was out there, so it ain't no secret. One of Reality Wrestling's finest, one of the originals. Jey Uso made his presence known at Reality Wrestling, and it was really, really cool to see the kid come back and, you know, just talk to the young guy. You know, he was one of those kids once upon a time, and now he's a former world champion. Can come back and talk to these young guys about what it takes to get to that next level, but more importantly, what does it take to stay at that next level? So I want to thank Jay, main event Jey Uso, for showing a little love to reality of wrestling.
4 letters, 1 word. Heat. It was great. It was great to see him. You know what I love, and I hope this isn't going too behind the scenes, but Jay sat there and watched the whole show. From literally just found him a chair in front of the monitor, watched the whole show, and was giving advice and notes to everybody who asked for him, and was giving feedback to anybody who asked for him. And a few people who didn't even ask for it, he would call them aside, like, hey, this is what I saw. This was good. Do this, do this. It was really a treat to have him there. And this is a guy, like you said, not only a former world champion, won the world title this year at WrestleMania. This is a recent huge success story, and it was cool to see him at Reality of Wrestling. And like you said, Jada Parker in that co-main event, phenomenal. She was telling me after the show book, she was like, y'all gotta get me back down here. Y'all gotta get me back down here. Y'all gotta get me back down here. So I'm putting you on the spot. Are we gonna get Jada Parker back at Reality of Wrestling?
Look, man, of course, without the shadow of a doubt, we're gonna be bringing Jada Parker back as soon as we possibly can. Like I said, she went out there and did her thing, and that didn't take a whole lot. When Jada just walk out the curtain, she's done her job. She's done her job. The rest is just icing on the cake, I think.
You know what's so great though? She seems so comfortable and had such a confidence and a swagger about herself there. And that's an away game for her. This isn't the NXT system. This isn't something that she's done before. I don't believe she's ever had an indie quote unquote date or a non-WWE date. We'll put it that way. First time, and she seemed so at ease out there, like she owned the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena, and that was a really cool sight to see for somebody who'd never been in an environment like that.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna put a question. Do the Road Nation want to see someone like Sol Ruca? What about that?
Watch these comments light up.
I'm just putting it out there right now. Do the Road Nation want to see Sol Ruca at the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena doing? Maybe for one of our bigger shows, though. You know what I mean? Sol is definitely put herself on the map. She's highly touted right now as far as one perhaps being able to make that crossover to the main roster and do it from a perspective, effortlessly. Yeah. So let's see if we can do something. But it's so many guys. There's so many guys and girls down in NXT that I want to get to Reality Wrestling. Tavian Heights, I've been talking to him he talked to me at least about 3 months ago. He was like, man, Book, you got to get me in. And I tell you, it's so many young guys, so many young girls trying to get down to Reality Wrestling just to get outside of that system. Like we were just talking about Jada Parker's first time, coming down and being able to perform, having, someone like Stax down, to get a chance to come out and get out of that environment just for a minute, So for me, I'm loving it. Hank and Tank, winning their first championship at Reality of Wrestling, and seemed like that was the spark that lit the flame for those guys.
Seems like it does.
Yeah, I'm serious. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm loving the crossover appeal that we're having with the NXT roster.
Confirm or deny a rumor for me. There's a rumor that everybody in the NXT locker room is on the list because they want to come to Reality of Wrestling. That's the rumor. That everybody in the locker room has gone up to the powers that be and said, hey, can you get me at Reality of Wrestling? I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard.
I don't think that's a rumor. I'm serious. All of those guys, man, all those girls, they want to come to Reality of Wrestling and, just get a piece of the action, a little bit of the champagne wishes, a little bit of caviar, baby, but I love it. I love it. More importantly, I love the chance to get to work with these guys, get a chance to, give them some feedback. I want to see Jada Parker, crash that glass ceiling and go to the next level. Right. I know she has everything it takes to be a major star in this business. And what I like about her even more now is after her coming to Reality of Wrestling, me having a chance to really get up close and personal and really help her with her training and what she's going to need to do to actually make that switch. And because I say it all the time, there are levels to this game. Your storytelling has to be on point. I've said it once, I said 1,000 times. Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, Phantom of the Opera. It's all that, but it's very intense, and it's so many steps that you got to take to actually be not just good, but great. And I want to see somebody like Jada Parker really step up and show the world how good she can be. I mean, just think about it. She's only been in the thing for a few years, So that tells me how far she can go. You know what I mean? So my thing is, let's just roll the dice. You want a slice? You got to roll.
Got to roll the dice. You know what I mean? If you want a slice, you got to roll the dice, baby.
Nipsey hustle, baby. A little Nipsey hustle there for you, dog.
Here come the bounce back.
Got to have a little bounce back.
Sometimes I'm a act,
You know what I mean? You got to have a little bit in you.
Nobody got to have no bizarre in them. The hell are you talking about?
You don't need no bizarre?
You got to take a break. You're in the Hall of Fame, baby. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.
Fellas, let's talk about confidence. The kind of confidence that counts when it's time to step up and deliver. And that's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets designed to help men achieve stronger, harder, and longer lasting erections. We're talking about getting in the game and staying in it.
And you know what they say, man. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And with Blue Chew, you can take these chewables anytime, day or night. So you're always good to go when the opportunity strikes. And the best part, the entire process is done online. No doctor's visits, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy.
Ooh, yeah. And Blue Chew is putting their money where their mouth is, offering you a whole month for free. It's simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com and consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once approved, you'll receive your prescription delivered discreetly right to your door, made in the USA and ready to go when you are.
Now, Brad, let's get real. Does it work, man? They'll mistake you for a soldier at full salute. You'll be pitching a tent like a true Eagle Scout, man. Blue Chew won't stop until every man is bricked up like a brick house. That's the mission, dog.
And listen, confidence is key, especially when you're all bricked up. There's nothing sexier than a man who's ready to go. And at BlueChew.com, they can help bring that energy when it matters most. Don't miss out on what could be the best night of your life. Make life easier by getting harder. Discover your options at BlueChew.com, and we've got a deal just for our listeners. Try your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com, use the promo code Booker, and there's more details and important safety information. And as always, we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast.
Oh, yeah, man. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, baby. I'm your man, 6-time world champ, along with Brad Gilmore, the boot. That's what they call him on his off time. But on another note, in the world of professional wrestling, you know how the world is. It's fluid. The world of wrestling is very, very fluid. Karrion Kross, Scarlett, seem to have been released from WWE. I don't know if release or contract ran out. Let's just say that contract.
That's what they say.
Ashanti, the Adonis, another one who contract ran out as well. Ashanti had been with the WWE for 6 long years.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm serious, man. 6 long years getting that paper, baby. Oh yeah. But every good things come to an end. But I say this could be the beginning. For someone like Karrion Kross and Scarlett, this could be the beginning for someone like Ashanti, the Adonis. That's the way I say look at this, because the world is of professional wrestling is very fruitful right now. You can get that paper just about anywhere in the world with this thing that's going on right now, and I think somebody like Karrion Kross is going to be a highly touted free agent. Somebody's going to pick him up. I think so. But do you remember you and I talking about Karrion Kross? I don't know, a couple of months ago.
Yeah. We've had a few conversations about Karrion. What in particular?
I said, man, this guy got to do something. He got to do. That was before the promo that he had cut, and then start getting a little bit of buzz, start getting a little bit of momentum. And I say, man, this guy got to do something, because if he doesn't, the sand in the hourglass is running out. The clock is ticking on somebody like a Karrion Kross. I didn't think. Then again, I don't know if this is a work or a shoot with this unreal world that we're living in right now. This could be. I heard they moved him to the alumni page. I even read on one of the sites that Scarlett is now taking indie bookings. Okay, so this thing is moving real quick. I said it's fluid. These, so do you think it's a work or a shoot with those two? Let's get that out of the way.
Look, let me start by saying this, because I'm going to go on a limb here. But if they are indeed released, best of luck to them. I think they're talent. Do I think that there's a work or a shoot? I think that this is a work. I do. I do. Only because we're living in this unreal era. And we talked about on the show. What do you do now to get the wrestling fans to buy in? You work the shoot into a work. That's my new phrase. We saw with Seth Rollins. There was a little bit of a knee thing. They're like, hey, we could work this into a real thing and surprise everyone at SummerSlam. Boom, that's what happens. With this, WWE, on the same day that they get released or their contracts expire, Karrion's already got like a full interview documentary up. They take the music off of Spotify. He's moved to the alumni page. They've already got their emails and everything set up, ready to go to take bookings. They post the statement. It just all seems, and this is coming off of, there's one particular moment that made me go, At SummerSlam, I'm watching the pre-show, kickoff show, and they plugged Karrion's book. He has a book out. Karrion Kross has a book out. They plug his book one time. And then he's cut some promo how they only plugged his book one time, on the kickoff show or whatever. To me, something smells weird about that, right? If some guy's on his way out, I don't care if I like him or not. I'm not giving you a book plug at SummerSlam. Let alone
nobody. The thing is, nobody ever gets book plugs.
No. But you got a book plug because you gave yourself one. You're the only one who did it. You brought all your stuff at the WrestleMania one time and just was like, oh yeah, got a comic book. By the way, here's my autobiography. By the way, here's this, here's that. So only Booker T would do that, but he got a plug at SummerSlam and then got a match at SummerSlam. Now, Ronda had her last match at SummerSlam, and we all knew she was on her way out. I get why you give Ronda a goodbye match. Ronda's a big name. She draws a lot of money. Main event WrestleMania, Royal Rumble winner, world champion, things of that nature. Crossover star. Karrion, to this point of his career, hasn't done any of that, right?
Yeah.
And that's no knock to him because I think he's a hell of a talent, but he hasn't done any of that. So why do you give him a marquee match at SummerSlam in this 2-night extravaganza? Why do you invest television time into this guy? And then they're chanting his name at the post show, and Triple H goes, they're like, we want Cross. And then Triple H goes, you want Brock? You got him. Like he knows. And I go, I don't know. Something strange about it. I
don't know, man. It could be exactly what you said as far as this work shoot thing, as far as this unreal era that we're living in. We're going to have to really take, like I said, I love it. I love it because now it's like, playing fantasy football.
We don't know.
Everybody want a piece of the action. Everybody want to get in on the game. Everybody want to cut. So for me, I love what's going on right now. I don't know if it's a shoot. I don't know if it's not, but it definitely has my attention more than anything. And for me, I think that's what professional wrestling is all about: getting the fans' attention, drawing them in, and making them feel something. That's what it's always been for me.
Let me ask you this, because this is what we've discussed. This is how you kind of went out can get a work over in the business or whatever nowadays. But back when you broke in 90 and you're working in Global and then you get to WCW, was there a vet or anybody who called you aside, you and your brother, or not even y'all were just riding up and down the roads making the towns, who was like, hey, let me school you on kayfabe. Let me tell you how we handle stuff in the business. Because, you hear those old stories of Cowboy Bill Watts, like if you get into a fight at the bar, you better win or else you're going to not have a job and you're going to get fired. You got to stand up for the business. Yeah. Heels and baby faces take separate cars. Like, was it still that intense when you broke in, and did anybody kind of give you the lay of the land?
Yeah. Heels didn't ride with the baby faces or anything like that. Black Bart was, one of the guys at school, my brother and I, and he made sure that he, put us up on game, from a serious perspective, because the game was still pretty serious at that point in time as far as kayfabe goes. Guys keeping the the business very, very close to the vest. That's what they always just say, keep it real close to the vest, brother. It's one of those type of deal. It really was, this business what really was at one point in time like a secret society. It really was, and you had to have had to go to that door and have, the credentials and everything to get in. I'm serious, man. You just couldn't walk in the back, like it is these days. It really was a serious deal.
And did you feel like you had to uphold that? Like did anybody ever try you? Because you hear those stories of people trying the boys at a bar or whatever, or, hey, we know that thing, it's not a real thing or whatever. Did you ever have any of those interactions with people?
Ironically, I never had a problem like that in a bar or anything, with a fan coming up to me or just somebody in the bar that want to try the wrestler. And I always thought it was because of the way I worked on television, because I always had the knack and the notion that you could tell a man who can handle himself. You could just look at him and tell.
Facts, yeah.
So for me, I always, put myself in a position where people had to question, whether they really wanted to try me or not. So no, I never had any of those problems. And I've gone to, some of the darkest places. I've been in some of the, the meanest, nastiest ghettos. And I think it's a respect issue too, because all of those young guys that are in those ghettos or in those dark places, they know that I pretty much walked in those same shoes that they walked in, so it's a respect. I always wondered what would happen if I was getting robbed and the guy recognized me. He probably said, "Oh, Brooke, I'm sorry, dog.
My bad, man. My bad, dog.
Let me get this back to you." It's a respect thing when you come out the hood. It really is.
This is not really related, but somewhat. I remember my dad telling me this story back in the day where he was a Taekwondo guy, right? He got the black belt or whatever, and they would go to this Chinese restaurant. It was not in the greatest part of town, right? They would go there, and it was kind of also a local cop shop where the police would eat late at night and stuff because it was open all the time. Anyway, table full of black belts sitting there eating all in their gis still because they just finished with their workout. Got a table full of cops, and two guys come in and they try to knock over the Chinese restaurant. They try to rob the host stand. And then my dad said it was like a scene from a movie. They turn to the left and they see a table full of black belts and a table full of cops. And the guy goes, "God damn it." Like they knew they were screwed. They're not getting out of this thing alive.
Wrong night.
We cased this joint for 3 days, but we didn't see this coming,
Timing's everything, man. Timing's everything. Seriously.
That's like, I can't imagine like trying to rob somebody and it's a pro wrestler, especially one you grew up like a fan of. That would be an interesting, wouldn't be good. Because didn't that happen to Hacksaw? Didn't someone try to rob Hacksaw? And he trapped him or something like that.
That was not too long ago.
Right. Yeah. It was a couple years ago.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Hacksaw had to put that lumber on him.
He put the squeeze on him.
Oh man, if this is serious, man. I was looking at an old clip where a guy ran in the ring and the hunter actually freaking gave him a back suplex and started putting the boots to him. And I was like, man, you don't want to. I know I've whacked a couple of fans, tried to run in the ring and stuff like that before, man. But that's the fun side of the business. That especially that was before all the internet.
You can get away with it a little bit better.
Get away with it. I got another story on the way back. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey everybody, Brad Gilmore here with the one and only Booker T, and today we're not just talking about wrestling, we're talking about something that's changed the game for both of us personally, and that's Mando whole body deodorant.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. The most valuable thing in the world could be that #1 draft pick or home field advantage throughout the playoffs, but you know what's second? Time.
Absolutely, Book, and let me tell you, managing body odor, that used to eat up a lot of time. Always worrying about it, especially around midday, but not anymore since we started using Mando.
Yeah, but tell them why, Brad.
Well, Mando isn't like those other deodorants that just mask the odor with heavy fragrances. Mando stops odor at the source. It blocks bacteria on your skin from breaking down sweat, which, by the way, is what really causes that BO.
And it's clinically proven to control that odor for up to 72 hours. Now that's long lasting, man.
It really frees up so much time. Since switching to Mando, I've even perfected my half-court shot, believe it or not.
Man, that's awesome. And let me add, I've been using Mando everywhere. Pits, rondos, and even those stinky crevices. We all got this aluminum-free, cruelty-free, dye-free, and vegan. Designed by a doctor who knew what was up about body odor, man.
And for our listeners, we got something special. New customers can get $5 off the Mando starter pack. That's over 40% off. Just use our code Booker at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com.
Use shopmando.com. Check out their starter pack. Brad and I would not steer you wrong.
With Mando, you're really taking care of your body odor anywhere and everywhere. Give it a try and let us know what you think.
All right, now back to wrestling. But remember, control your body odor anywhere, anytime with Mando, and save big with the promo code Booker at shopmando.com.
Oh, yes. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Talking about incidents that's happened, in the ring, out of the ring. But I remember one time I was leaving the ring. It was after a match. This kid, I don't know how old he was, but he ran up to the rail and he spit on me, and it was like a loogie. It just got me good, man. And I ran so hard and I hit that kid. He went about 4 rows. I was just freaking enraged. It was a house show, right? So got to Monday and I got called into the office. Actually, not to the office, but the TV truck. And they go, Booker, do you have an incident this weekend? I go, not really. I mean, it was, and nothing really happened, and it was this the incident, and they pulled it up, and it was about 10 cameras, 10 TVs, I mean, and they played it, and they showed me run up, and I hit that kid, boom, and I couldn't say anything. I was totally busted, and I don't know. I think they had to pay that kid off and give him tickets, lifetime tickets, or something like that. To get me out of this situation. I'm serious.
I have so many questions. Okay. This was a young kid, or this was like 18, 19, 20?
It's like maybe 16 or 17, something like that. But I didn't know. I didn't know how old he was. I just knew it was a person. And then I realized after, it was, a younger kid.
You weren't sure. And you know what? 16, 17, 18, he get tried as an adult. You know what I mean? So that's all we care about.
It's so hard, bro.
And when you say you hit him, you punched him? You hit him with your shoulder?
I punched him. I whacked him. I literally had a running start and I bang, and he went flying. And
Wait, how do you know it was him? You saw him do it?
Yeah, I saw him do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw him do it. Yeah.
And you were walking like up the ramp side, or where were you?
I was walking up to, straight up to, the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they had the barriers on both sides. They had like those big barriers they have now. They just had regular barriers. And I was just walking up the barrier, and man, he just came up and bang, and he got me with a good one.
In your face?
Oh,
in your body? Oh, in your face.
All over. It was everywhere.
Now, yeah, he had it coming.
Yeah, I whacked him so hard, man. Yeah.
Wait, so okay, then they show you the Zaputa film, right? Where you're sitting there and you see all the 10 camera angles. This is like the Kennedy assassination. And who shows this to you?
I don't know, Kevin Dunn or somebody like that.
Kevin Dunn?
Yeah.
Why'd they have cameras at the house show?
They filmed everything.
They filmed it. Okay, they filmed the house shows.
I didn't know it though. I didn't know, I don't know. I didn't know they would, they were gonna have footage like that,
So did you get a fine or anything, or just don't let it happen again?
I didn't get fined. I just was, I just made sure I was up. I was put on notice. As far as, something like that ever happening again.
And what year was this, you think?
That was shortly after I just got there.
Man, you know what? It's kind of in some ways, it's kind of an incredible achievement that, in that first year, they didn't take you out.
I almost got fired my first year,
because
I ended up hurting Stone Cold my first night.
You hurt Steve the first day.
Break his back.
You broke his back. You knocked the fan out.
No. Also, I hit the security guard so hard tore his ACL.
He
Yeah,
tore his-
the first night. First night.
Too many Red Bulls that night, obviously. You hit a kid in the face and sent him 4 rows. And then for your first Mania match, they pitch you a hair versus hair match, and you tell them to go to hell. So I don't know why they didn't go like, what do we see in this guy? Hell of a talent.
You know, man, Earl Hebner said that to me one day, man. I don't know. I don't really see anything in this guy. I really don't. You know, and I'm saying that's what he said before he ever met me. And then we were on the road one time, and he goes, "Now I see why they hired you." And I go,
Wow.
I appreciate that. Yeah, seriously.
Earl been around for everything.
Earl, he's one of my favorite people in the world. Earl Hebner is one of my favorite people in the world, and I swear to God, he goes, man. Before I came there, you know, and he really didn't know why they hired me, and then after we was on the road, he goes, "Now I see why." So that was a huge mark for me right there to just get Earl Hebner's respect, you know, from a talent's perspective. I remember going to Dave Hebner once when he was like one of the guys who used to, you can get tickets from and whatnot. And I just came from WCW, and I went to Dave Hebner, and I go, "Hey, Dave, can I get some tickets for the show tonight? You know, because the WCW, I can get, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 tickets, how many they wanted." You know what I mean? And I asked Dave, he said, how many you need? I say, 10. He goes, "Brother, we sell tickets here." I go, "Well, can I get 2?
Give me 2, brother. I'll take 2. They can be nosebleeds. That's okay.
Okay. Man, I'm serious, man. The Hebner brothers, man, always been good to me.
You know, I wanted to ask you about house shows and just this. I was thinking about it over the weekend, actually, because WWE has significantly cut back the number of house shows. I mean, I think by like 80% or something like that. A lot of house shows are gone. And when you hear that at first, you think, oh, man, that's great for the boys. You know, they got more time off. They can rest their bodies, relax, and recuperate. And then I started to think, is that a good thing for the boys? Because you have less time between matches. Say you come out and you're doing just Raw because you're only working 1 show a week, and you do Raw, and all you do is a promo, and you hadn't had a match in 3 weeks, and then you got SummerSlam that Saturday, and you're really not, your timing might be off. You might get gassed real quickly. I mean, you don't have those reps to where when y'all were doing the house shows, and let's say you were working whomever that for that pay-per-view, Kurt or Eddie or whoever it might have been, y'all had time to kind of work each other, stay in rhythm, stay in shape, kind of get, you know, the callus built up, the ring rust off. Do you think it's good or bad overall, the cutback of house shows for the boys and girls themselves?
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It's good and bad, and in so many different ways. I mean, I look at the question, you know, it's been posed for so many years. Do guys need an off season? You know, I don't think we're gonna have an off season, but having, you know, give guys and girls a little bit more time off, I think that's a good thing. Being able to spend a little bit more time with your family, that's a good thing. But the boys are gonna have to still be able to balance, you know, that time off. Time off is your worst enemy. That's what they're gonna have to balance more than anything. I was listening to one of the girls just talk just last week. It was an article on one of the sites talking about that they need more reps. They need more reps because they're coming out there on television and they're not prepared to actually go out there and perform at their highest level because they've been sitting at home, you know, not preparing. Preparation is the only luck you're ever going to have, you know. So for me, I think from that perspective, it may hurt them. So that's something that they're going to have to do. They're going to have to figure out how to balance that, how to actually still figure out how to get reps in, even though they're at home. I don't know. Come to reality. The guys in Houston, they can come to reality wrestling.
Come to Raw, baby.
And they can get reps in all week long. You know what I mean? So for me, I think they're going to have to figure out how to try to find some balance as far as that go, because the injury is going to rack up when you don't have as much time in the ring. Like you say, that callus, having time to heal is just not a good thing in this business. It really isn't. You know, people question us being on the road the way we were back in the day, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think I could have been off and then came out and performed at my highest level, not, you know, totally being in the zone throughout. That's just me.
No, I think there's some real credence to that, because I was also in the WWE Unreal show. They kind of chronicled the aforementioned Jey Uso's rise to the WrestleMania top. But one of the things that they were talking about, like Triple H and everybody, was like, hey man, you can't gas out as quickly, right? You got to be able to, have your better gas tank. And then I was thinking, man, like for a guy who's just getting put into that main event position and who's worked in a tag his whole life, and now you're taking house shows away from him. Like, that's kind of a difficult muscle to be able to work without having the ability to work. You know what I mean? Like when you came out of a tag with your brother, it had to be a little bit of an adjustment as far as the cardio goes, because 12 minutes in a tag, y'all split that. But 12 minutes in a singles, that's all you, bro.
I mean, you can look at it that way, but for me, I don't know about Jay, but for me, I relished it.
Yeah.
I didn't care how long I was out in the ring. Put me out for 30. 45. It don't matter. I used to tell the guys in the locker room that they couldn't blow me up. They couldn't blow me up. I'm not gonna blow up. I got a gas tank that's unlimited. And I went out there one night on a house show with Scott Norton. I drank 3 Red Bulls.
Good God.
And
you punched 2 teenagers.
I jumped rope. I jumped rope for maybe 30 to 40 minutes. And then I went out and I worked that dude, man, Scott Norton. He blew me up in like 5 minutes. I came back in the back. I was throwing up in the garbage can. And Chavo Guerrero walks by me and he goes, "Hey, Book, you okay?" And I look at Chavo and I go, "Too many Red Bull." We got to take a break. Stick around here in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, this is Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Fame. I got something for you guys, man. Look, when I was a kid, man, cereal was my jam. But now, since I'm a grown man, I'm looking for something that gives me more than just a sugar rush and carbs, man. That's when I found Magic Spoon. Look, it's a cereal that gives you the taste of your childhood favorites, but without sugar and packed with tons of protein.
And if you're already a fan of Magic Spoon, then you need to listen up to this, because I've got some big news. Magic Spoon has taken that amazing cereal that we all love and turned it into high-protein treats. These new treats are light, they're crispy, and they become my go-to snack, especially before or even after the gym.
Yeah, man, every serving of Magic Spoon cereal has 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and only 4 grams of net carb. That fruity and cocoa flavor are the classic ones, but there's a whole lot more to try, man.
And those new treats, they've got 12 grams of protein and come in flavors like marshmallow and chocolatey peanut butter. Perfect when you're on the go or you need a quick snack to fuel up before that workout.
Yeah, man, I keep a box in my gym bag, but it's a great late night snack as well. Those treats have that crispy texture, great taste, and the macros that make you feel good about eating them.
So Magic Spoon's bringing back those nostalgic flavors, but without all the stuff that we don't want. So if you want to try it for yourself and get $5 off your next order, go to magicspoon.com/HOF. That's magicspoon.com/HOF. Or you can even find it on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store.
That's magicspoon.com/HOF for $5 off. Magic Spoon, hold on to the dream. Boom, you're back in the Hall of Fame, baby. What, man? I was reading something here. D'Angelo Brown said he thought it was Kurt Angle that blew Booker T up. And I'm gonna tell you right now, no, it wasn't Kurt Angle. Nobody never blew me up other than Scott Norton. That one time, that was the only time that I can recall ever blowing up inside the square circle. I mean, that was my forte. That I could go all night long. That was my thing. But just that night, I think it was I don't know what it was, but I blew up big time.
Too many Red Bull, brother. That's all it was. One too many. Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this, because you and Sharmell, y'all been married now, what, 20 years?
20 years, man. 20 years.
Oh, look at that, man. Look at that, man. And you know when you got one, right? You got a queen. Y'all have held it down thick and thin, figured it out, right? You know Sharmell's a rare breed. She doesn't come around every day. We're talking about Miss Black America, for damn sake, right? Mm-hmm. Did you see what my guy, you remember David Justice, who played for the Oakland A's, baseball player?
Oh, yeah, he played for the A's. Okay, my bad.
Great baseball player in his time.
Justice, he was with Halle Berry back in the day too, right?
That's what I'm about to ask you, because yes, he was on All the Smoke podcast, which I love. Stacks, Steven Jackson, and his co-host there, and they were talking about Halle Berry, right? And David Justice said this, that he didn't enjoy the time he had with Halle because this is his quote: "She don't cook, clean, and she don't seem motherly," so he couldn't continue the marriage, is what he says.
Well,
now,
okay, go ahead.
Here's my question: if you had Halle Berry at home, right? Do you expect Halle Berry to cook, clean, or act motherly? Is that what you're looking for from Halle, or do you know when you got a 1 in a million? Because David Justice, we went a bad looking cat back in his day, but come on now, we're talking about Halle Berry. We're talking about the all-time dime, #1 on the all-fine list. Starting point guard on the all-fine NBA team. I mean, come on, man. Did you need her to cook and clean? What would your advice be to Dave Justice? Do you say he did the right thing? He got out when he needed to, or you would have said, "Come on, brother, we gotta work on this"?
Well, I'm gonna respond to that. As far as the cooking and cleaning, all right.
Yeah.
I told my wife, when I married her, I didn't marry her for cooking. All right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I didn't marry her for cleaning. I mean, even though, we're going to keep the house clean. Motherly instincts is something, I don't think you get that until you become a mom.
Right.
You still a hottie biscotti until that time coming. Am I right or wrong? And that's
exactly.
the way I'm gonna want my wife to act like a hottie biscotti until that time come as well, right?
Facts.
I might not want her to act like a hottie biscotti once she have a couple of kids running around, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm still gonna want her to be hot. You feel what I'm saying? So no, man, I think Dave Justice, is he alone right now and right now sitting and watching those those 4 walls,
I think he might. I don't think I'm not sure if he's married or not.
I say, it's staring at the walls of silence. That's what Dave is doing right now. You know what I mean? And missed out on all of that good love from Halle Berry. Halle Berry? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? You don't look here. You don't let that one get away.
You don't let that one get away, man. And we're talking about,
you got DoorDash, you got Uber Eats, you got all that.
Get you a DoorDash Dash Pass, get you a subscription, get you a Roomba vacuum cleaner that does it by itself. You know what I mean? You don't need it.
When you got that much money, you can get a shelf.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like,
you got that kind of money, you go out to eat every night.
You're a multimillionaire baseball player. She's got money. She's an actress. What do you mean? You can't hire someone to meal prep and a maid? What are we talking about?
I mean, maybe he just want to have a woman in the kitchen, bare feet and pregnant. Maybe he old school. Maybe he's
old school.
Maybe that's it.
But like I read that quote and I was like, hey man, that's one you could have kept to yourself.
Let me tell you something, man. I'll tell you, you don't want a woman that can cook for you. All right, you don't want that, because the only thing she's gonna do is try to cook enough meals for you so you can get fat as possible, so nobody else will look at you. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm serious. That's true. That's true, dog. That's true. I'm serious. Charmel right now, she go down and whip it up in the kitchen every now and then. But I'm not looking for no gourmet meal from Charmel. And you know what? I'm not gonna worry about no gourmet. You know what? You think Charmel and I've been together for 20 years and it's been all about the cooking in the kitchen?
No.
You feel me? So no, man. Happy wife, happy life.
Don't you think Dave should just kept that to himself? You know what I mean?
No, he missed out on a lot, man. You know what I mean? If marrying Halle Berry, I'm not saying those two was meant for each other or anything like that, but having a woman like Halle Berry, I don't think you can go wrong with that move at all. I'm serious. That's a come up.
Yes.
That's being an overachiever.
Yes.
Okay.
For anybody.
No, that's just me. I'm just saying. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? But I'm an overachiever.
Yes, you are.
So I know my place.
Yes, you are. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? Like, again, shout out to him. This is 93 Halle Berry, too. I mean, this is like prime time.
Smoking hot.
Oh, man.
Smoking. Everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
I mean, this Flintstones.
It's
You know
still
what I mean?
still smoking hot.
Oh, she's still incredible. Incredible. You see Halle Berry. It's like Halle Berry, Salma Hayek, J-Lo. No matter how old they get, they still look great.
Sign them up.
Great. Sign them up.
Sign them up.
Sign them up. Hey, we were having we had a fatal 4-way tag match on Summer of Champions, and I was talking to one of the participants, Jonathan Vega, and we were talking about the match ahead of time, and he was like, man, I watched this match that had like the Basham brothers, I think Shelton and Charlie, and then Rene Dupree and Kenzo Suzuki. There was those 3 teams, and then the other team was Booker and Eddie were tagging together. There's like on a random SmackDown, right? And he's like, I watched that to kind of figure out some stuff for the Fatal 4-Way, and I was like, I don't remember Booker ever tagging with Eddie. I don't remember that. And I looked it up, and you did, but I was wondering, do you remember tagging with Eddie Guerrero?
I remember tagging with Eddie. I remember doing a lot of stuff with Eddie. Eddie and I was paired a lot of times together. I mean, I don't remember specifically what, but I do remember being in the ring with Eddie, singles against Eddie as well as tag. Yeah.
I remember y'all singles matches, and I remember like a few Fatal 4-Ways where y'all were in there, but as singles individuals. But I don't remember y'all tagging. Does anything come to mind when I say Eddie and tag?
Oh, not at all.
I know people obviously give Eddie the flowers that he deserves, but until you go back and watch him, I mean, as a kid, I loved Eddie, but when I watch him as an adult, I'm like, wow, this guy was amazing. I mean, even the innovation of coming up with the chair spot, which AJ and Dom just did at SummerSlam, where you smack the chair on the ground and then throw it to the opponent and then lay out like he hit you.
Yeah.
That's so innovative. It's
Eddie,
so smart.
No, Eddie was a great entertainer, man. He knew the business. He knew it like the back of his hand. Lie, we cheat, we steal. A lot of people would have taken offense to that, but Eddie knew exactly what the money was, bro. He knew exactly what the money was, and he played to it in every facet of the game. And he was such a smart dude. I remember seeing Eddie for the last time. We were on the rental car bus and going to drop the cars off. But dude was good. He was really, really good.
Y'all were just like, just chatting that day or something, or?
Yeah, just chopping it up like we always do. Eddie was in a bad mood, and he just was ready to get off the road and go home, and I remember that day so vividly. Me and Charmy will talk about that all the time.
He was just incredible, man. And I feel like obviously his life was unfortunately cut short, but had he continued in his career, he's already given his flowers. But I think if he had a back 9 of his career, we might be talking about him in Rushmore conversations. That's how good he was in every aspect. I like say like Macho was the quintessential wrestler because he checks every box. Same as you. Same with Eddie. Like great promo, great baby, great heel, great in-ring, great entrance, great music, iconic lines, like everything you look for from a wrestler, he had.
Yeah. Nah, man. Eddie Guerrero, you're not going to find a better, performer than that dude. The time that he got a chance to spend over in Japan, all of those matches was just amazing. All the stuff that he did in Mexico. Eddie was a guy that was so international. He was so versatile. He could do it all. He could do that lucha wrestling, but he could do American style just as easy. And for me, losing Eddie was, man, that was a huge loss, man. God, man, that was a huge loss. Losing Eddie. We were just getting ready to go overseas. And I remember being at the arena. We was going from the arena to the airport, and we found out, man, totally upended everything for us, man. That dude been missed for a very, very long time. We miss Eddie, seriously. Hey, man, we got to take a break. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, y'all, Booker T here alongside with my main man, Brad Gilmore. And today we're talking about something that could really change the game when it comes to how you get paid.
That's right, Booker, because let's face it, life doesn't just happen every 2 weeks. So why wait for a payday? With Earn In, the money you've earned already can be in your hands today.
Earn In is this incredible app that lets you access your pay as you earn it. We're talking about up to $100 per day and up to $750 each pay period.
All you got to do is download the Earn In app, verify your paycheck, and boom, you can access up to $100 a day as you work. And the cool part, you just leave an optional tip, and any money you access plus the tip gets repaid when your next paycheck rolls in.
You know, Brad, I'm always talking about staying ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Imagine having that extra cash for that surprise date night, or maybe when you have to take the furry little friend to the vet unexpectedly. You know.
Absolutely, Booker. Or even those times when you need to grab a last-minute gift, or maybe you're a little short on rent, or hey, even you might want to pick up some new gear for yourself or your kids or your lady.
Folks, make Earn In part of your financial playbook. Join over 3.5 million customers who are finding financial stability and peace of mind thanks to Earn In.
So don't wait around for a payday. Get your money when you need it and take control of your finances. Download Earn In today and experience what it's like to access pay on your terms.
Get started with Earn In now and join the millions who are getting their pay their way. It's time to earn in, not just earn. Check it out, man. Boom.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Hey, man, big fight going down UFC 319 this weekend. Duplessis versus Chimaev for the middleweight championship. And for me, that's a big fight. That's a big fight. Duplessis versus Chimaev. And I'm going to tell you, man, that South African, he's a dog.
Yeah, bro.
I'm serious. He's a dog. It's not going to be an easy fight for Khamzat Chimaev to actually just walk in there and walk through Duplessis like he's done with so many guys. And as well as, I think Chimaev, you know, some of the guys that he's fought, you know, have kind of like exposed him a little bit. He's not that killer like people thought. He's not a guy. He's like when Rocky hit the Russian. He's a man. So for me, I'm definitely looking to see how that fight play out. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, Dricus Du Plessis is phenomenal. And I think Chimaev, obviously, he came to prominence during the pandemic era when they were in Abu Dhabi and he had like all those fights in a row and very close together. And he is a force. He's a good fighter. I do think that there's been some flaws in his game that has been exposed, especially in terms of his gas tank. And some of his stand-up isn't as strong as people think. This Du Plessis guy, I'm telling you, it's it's DDP. That's the real guy. That's the one you want to hit your wagon to. You know, I'm not a odds maker, but I haven't looked at the odds for UFC 319 this weekend. But if I were making the odds, I think they highly favor the champ because of his expertise in that octagon, man. He is really that damn good. And in the middleweight division, there are not too many people who can do battle with him. You know, I mean, obviously you have Israel, but Israel kind of has been hovering from middle to light heavy, and we don't know exactly where he's at nowadays. And Dricus is the heir apparent, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. I think Chimaev, he's got a hell of a chance at winning this match. I don't know what the odds are, but
I'm about to look him up.
If I was to guess, I would say this is an even fight. If I was to guess.
So according to ESPN bets, Dricus Du Plessis is the underdog at plus 180 to Khamzat Chimaev's minus 220. See, I don't agree with that.
You know what? Like I said, I can see that. I can see that. And the reason why is Chimaev is a hell of a wrestler and he's got great hands. That's the one place that Du Plessis has been able to work with guys like Israel Adesanya. Just go back to their last fight, getting to Izzy's back, getting Izzy to tap. You know, Izzy had that fight won. I really thought Izzy was going to walk away in the new, and then right at the last minute, it was snatched away from him. I don't think that's going to happen with someone like Chimaev because he is such a dog in every dimension, every facet of the game. That's just my opinion.
Let me ask you this. I want to ask you, I'm going to read some names. I want you to tell me if you think Khamzat Chimaev is better than these guys? Do you think he's better than Derek Brunson?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Do you think he's better than Robert Whitaker?
Yeah.
Do you think he's better than Sean Strickland, excuse me.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're talking about Chimaev?
Yes.
I think he's better than all the guys in the division.
You think he's better? You think he's better than Israel Adesanya?
Oh, yeah. I think he'll beat Israel because he's a different type of fighter. He's a pressure fighter. He's not going to let Israel do any of the things that Israel like to do in a fight. I think Duplessis got a much better chance than anybody in the division at beating Chimaev. I really do.
Well, we'll see. We're going to see what happens UFC 319. And you know what? For the UFC fans and WWE fans out there, I know I saw a super chat about it that we're going to get to.
No. Before you even get there, can you name the co-main event of this card without looking at it?
No, I can't. Who is it?
It's Leon Murphy versus Aaron Pico.
Oh, man. Let me pay the $80 for the pay-per-view right now off that fight alone. Take my money and run, UFC. TKO, baby.
Now, go back to your point, and then we can definitely talk about it because I'm like you. I've been watching the super chats, and a lot of people really want to delve into this pay-per-view thing. So,
well, yeah, I know that there's a lot of consternation among some of the WWE universe, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But the UFC did announce a landmark deal today with Paramount and CBS that they are going to be moving their entire fight catalog over there to Paramount Plus, which is a subscription service that I think people don't talk about enough.
I got it.
Paramount's great.
I got Paramount. So
Paramount Plus is great.
Are you saying I'm not gonna have to spend any more money? I can just boom, click on UFC, and there it is.
Exactly. No pay-per-views. You don't have to pay the $80 for the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah.
Or hook up anymore. We can just turn Paramount Plus on, and every numbered UFC event, every fight night is going to be on Paramount Plus, and some of them are going to be broadcast on CBS Network, Channel 11.
This seemed like the old wide world of sports, so Channel 13 back in the day. That's
what
it's like to me, man. So I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of it. You'd see Muhammad Ali on Channel 13 fighting for the heavyweight championship. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Well, for me, this is a smart move from the UFC from several different ways. Because of the advent of streaming services and what WWE and TKO have done with their premium live events on Peacock and before that, the WWE Network, the pay-per-view model as we know it has been diminishing year over year. UFC has been able to keep up with that. However, 12 shows a year at $80 a shot, it's quite a bit of money, man. We're talking about $1,000 or more for UFC shows a year. The average person isn't going to be able to keep up with that, especially with the way that inflation goes and the bacon. How much is the bacon at the supermarkets, brother? We can't afford it anymore. So I'm going to have some bacon and eggs rather than watch a UFC pay-per-view. So if I can go over to Paramount Plus, which I think is like $7.99 a month or something like that, and I could have access to the UFC library, the fight nights, and the numbered events, it's a no-brainer for me as a UFC fan. I could do that.
Paramount finna try to cover the world. That's what they're getting ready to try to do.
Well, Paramount is also the home to all those great shows from Taylor Sheridan, which are the Yellowstone spinoffs, Tulsa King, Landman, those kind of shows. Yeah. So they have a lot of great content over there, and adding a sports package is so great. Smart.
This could definitely be a game changer. Definitely could be a huge game changer for UFC fans as well as, just fight enthusiasts in general. This could be a huge game changer because a lot of guys would sit back and not watch those pay-per-views because they cost money. Now, that they're on, if you're a fight enthusiast and it's a fight on, you're going to want to check it out. I was just watching sumo wrestling the other night. I'm serious on one of the channels, man. So if it's some action going down, I want to be a part of it.
Well, think of this too. Like if I told you the fight card, Dricus du Plessis, Khamzat Chimaev, hey, that's a fight that I'd want to see. And then like you said, do you know what else is on the card? And I go, hey, what else is on the card? Well, the co-main is for the featherweights, Leon Murphy versus Aaron Pico. I go, oh, know what? I'm going to find the highlights on YouTube after. I'm not paying for that. You know what I mean? Jared Cannonier and Michael Venom Page. Yeah. That's an interesting fight.
That's a very interesting fight. You know what I mean? Venom, definitely is a guy that's highlighted. Maybe that, maybe that should be the co-main.
That feels more like a co-main to me.
I mean, it does to me also. I mean, I don't know where Aaron Pico and Leon Murphy come into play yet. I mean, I like Aaron Pico. He's a guy that's been fighting in the UFC for quite some time. Is he a guy that's ever going to be champion in the UFC? That's another question.
I like Aaron Pico too, but what reminds me of? There's a Tony Rock, Chris Rock's brother, he has a
Yeah.
bit where and this is his this verbiage, but he says like, he said, big difference between black people, white people. Black people can end any sentence with like that. And y'all know exactly what you mean, right? And he said, like, I like that guy, but I don't like him like that, right?
Yeah.
And so Aaron Pico, I like Aaron Pico. I don't like him like that.
Yeah.
I don't $80 like him. I don't
Yeah.
$79.99 in HD like him.
Heck no. He's a
I
good
might
guy.
Paramount Plus like him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't like him like that.
He's a good guy, but so is my next door neighbor.
Who's your
You know?
next door neighbor?
It's one of those type of guys. But no, man, I think definitely it's going to change the name of the game for the UFC. I really do.
And again, like you said, Wide World of Sports back in the day, to be able to turn on a fight card and it be on channel 11, CBS, everybody can watch it. Everybody. You got a subscription service or not, you can watch the UFC in a big card and a big fight. Think about what that does, not just for the audience. It's a benefit to the audience, but it's a benefit to the UFC because the sport is going to continue to grow. This is a $7 billion rights deal. $7 billion. They just paid more for the rights to the television programming than WME paid to buy the UFC.
It's a long-term deal. Yeah.
That is an amazing deal for the sport. It's incredible what it means for the UFC.
Like I said, it's definitely going to change the whole name of the game as far as people watching the sport. Like you say, people are going to be watching it that perhaps wasn't fans are going to become fans now just because it's so accessible to them. So for me, I like the idea. I like these big money moves too, man. So it makes me feel like reality wrestling can get a piece of this action, and get one of these, 7-figure deals and, jump on Tubi or something like that, one of these channels, So I'm just trying to, will it to fruition. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So for me, man, I love these big money moves. For me, it's all about that paper, baby. Oh yeah. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Can you dig it, sucker?
All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Game Time, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Game Time is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Game Time has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
Hey guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Game Time, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Game Time guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section and row for less elsewhere. Game Time will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, Book.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Game Time. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, Book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out Game Time now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. Guarantee. Oh, yes. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Just talking about this big UFC merger and whatnot. All this money that's about to get made around here. Speaking of UFC, I remember last time I saw Ronda Rousey. It was after her last match in the WWE, right? Corey Graves and Ronda Rousey, she was on the rental-car bus, another rental-car bus story. And Ronda got off. Her stop came first. And boom, she got off and she started walking away and she was like fading away, out into the light. And I go, what's crazy, Corey reminded me of this about a month ago. He goes, I said, there she goes, as she walks out of our lives forever. I don't know why I said that.
That's funny.
As she walks out of our lives forever.
That's funny.
Oh man, I like Ronda.
That's
Man.
Shout out to Ronda Rousey. Shout out to Ronda Rousey.
Shout out to Ronda, man.
I wonder if we'll ever see a
Here come the bounce back.
for Ronda Rousey.
I hope so. You know what? I don't know. Not in the WWE, maybe, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps.
We'll see. Yeah, not in the UFC. We do have some super chats to get to. This is our final segment of the day. If you have a super chat, go ahead and send it on in. If you have a question, comment, or concern, Booker and I will read it right here live on our broadcast. Our first one
Super chat.
comes from Mike Woodson. My mama said if a man beats you up and rob you of your sneaks like Bronson Reed did to Roman, you go to their house and fight back until you get him back. Yes, the tribal thief, the man who rocks the Shula Fala, is now Bronson Reed. He took his sneakers, man. He took that man's sneakers.
Hey man, you got people talking about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing that matters these days is clicks. All right, clicks.
I like how they call it the Shula Fala, because the Ula Fala is what Roman was wearing. Now they call it the Shula Fala because he got around his neck. It's really great. I don't know who came up with that, but give him a raise. You know, if it's a fan, give him some tickets. That's a great thing.
Super chat.
Pyrus Wrestling says, I asked Grok today on X if Booker T and Steve Austin had that supermarket brawl today, which aisle would they destroy first? And it said the kombucha section. Okay.
You know what, man? I wonder about the grocery store fight. I wonder if it will work today. That's what I wonder more than anything. I wonder if that would actually work today. If Steve Austin and I don't know. I think it takes the talent. I think it takes the talent, more than anything to pull something off like that.
It's all about the talent, and you and Steve were the right guys to do it. Y'all were just the right people to do it at the right moment in time. And people forget there's a build up to it. You and Steve have been going back and forth, but that whole night, had been a build up. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up real quick. I want to ask you, I can't remember what it is you said, but you were talking to Vince on the cell phone. You were talking to him on his phone, and they had a voiceover of you in the arena. And whatever you said to him, he broke, right? He broke character. Do you remember this?
I remember doing it. Like, I can't remember what I said, though.
I don't remember what you said, but you remember he broke character.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've seen the clip.
Yeah,
and I've never seen him in any other instance ever break. But that was the one time. And I don't know if you wear that as a badge of honor or anything.
Bro. I used to make that dude crack all the time. I was one of his favorite people as far as a guy that was going to go out there and entertain, no matter how little it was. He always said, "Man, you got me." It was such a great job. It was always one of those type of deals, So it was a badge for me that I carried for a long time to try to make him pop on a regular.
Yeah, it's always good when you can make a guy who's seen everything pop. You know what I mean?
Super.
Hefe Pilot says, "What's up, King Booker in the boat? I'm on my way this week. I'm definitely ready to meet, and I'm going on this apartment tour. I'm hyped coming to Row. I can't wait." Yeah. From Durham, North Carolina to Houston, Texas.
All right, baby. That's what
Welcome
I'm talking
to the
about.
H.
Jet. What Jeep Pilot?
Hefe Pilot.
Hefe Pilot. Okay. I'll tell you what. Get on down to Reality Wrestling. We've been waiting on you. We just coming off of Reality Wrestling. Probably the second biggest show of the year next to Christmas Chaos. I don't know. It's a competition.
I don't know. Summer Champions might have it.
It's a competition going right now. But get down here, bro. We're waiting on you. We're going to make room for you.
Cali Toenail with our next one.
Super chat. Give us some Roni, brother. Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite thing. Cali Toenail says, after all is said and done, I want to see P Nasty at Reality of Wrestling. Maybe we get Nia at some point to take her under her wings and make her new dominant woman.
I like the sound of that. I plan on getting a lot of the LFG, pretty much, all the ones that, want to take that trip down to Reality of Wrestling. I want to get all those guys down here. Anthony Luke, my boy Harlem Lewis. I definitely want to get him down here because I think he's a monster. I think he is the the next big thing. So for me, yeah, I could see P Nasty coming down. She's one of my students as well. I didn't get a chance. I mean, she was stolen away from me, in season 2 from Michelle McCool, but she's still one of mine.
She's still P Nasty, baby. Let's see. D'Angelo Brown says thoughts on Braun Strowman slamming WWE, saying it was a stupid business decision. Now, D'Angelo, I do not know the context of this, so you're asking us to just take something on a whim. I'm assuming they're saying that Braun said it was bad business to let him go.
Well, I mean, a stupid business decision can be interpreted in several different ways, and it could be said, man, it was a stupid business decision. They had to make that, it was a decision they had to make. You know what I mean? That could mean anything. I don't know if Braun Strowman was slamming WWE or not. You know what I mean? If he was, people are allowed to have their opinions. That's just the way we live in the world we live in these days, as well as social media. Gives everybody that ability to voice their opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I see him saying it. He said because someone made a stupid business decision, but I don't know what he's replying to, so it's hard for me to ascertain a certain vibe of what he was trying to say. D'Angelo also comes back and says, how do you guys feel about the mixed reaction to the PLEs going to ESPN, especially the fans that's complaining about the prices? Here's my thing. WWE announced this week that all premium live events are going to ESPN and their direct-to-consumer platform. If you have certain cable subscriptions, this service will be free to you. So some WrestleMania, SummerSlam, all those shows will be free. That does not include the NXT premium live events. I'm not sure where those are going to be housed moving forward, if those are going to be on ESPN or not. Select shows will be broadcast on ESPN and sister networks in a linear traditional model. And they paid them, what was it, like $300 million a year, $350 million a year to just be able to broadcast the premium live events. Look, if you would have told me that WWE would be on ESPN, covered like a real sport, covered and given the same prestige with programs like the NFL and the NBA and Major League Baseball, I would have never believed it. And as ESPN representatives, I know that we are, so I'm sure people are going to be like, oh, you're shilling for the company that, gives you a W-2 or whatever. But to me, WWE on ESPN, that's an awesome move. It's an awesome move, and I love it. I love that they're going to be on the worldwide leader. It makes sense to me. I understand some people are like, oh, $29.99 a month if you don't have a cable subscription. I have a cable subscription, so maybe I feel a little bit differently about it. I don't know if you have, but look, WWE, they got the paper, baby. They got it. They got some money.
That's the way I look at it. $30 a month. I mean, $30 for pay-per-view, right? That's a dollar. That's $1 a day. Just stash $1 a day.
Yeah,
somewhere, just $1.
One.
And that pays for the pay-per-view. You won't even miss it.
You won't even know.
You won't even miss it if you just stash $1 away a day. 4 quarters. Yeah. You can find just 4 quarters and stick them in a corner somewhere, and just do that once a day. You're not gonna even miss it. Trust me. Trust me.
Callie Tonell backs this up and says WWE on ESPN $30 a month. People consider that high, especially when there's no PLE every month. On the flip side, all MMA on Paramount will be free with subscription. Well, Callie, just to correct you, it's not free with a subscription. You're paying for the subscription, so it's not free inherently. But what you're saying about the PLEs not every month, look, you're getting 12 nights of content over 10 PLEs. I remember when I used to pay for WrestleMania for $60 a month, and I am a sports viewer. So again, I think I'm not the target audience for this book, because if I didn't have an ESPN subscription, I would subscribe to this direct-to-consumer platform, because that's how I watch television now. I don't watch it in a linear model anymore. But if you're just a WWE fan, maybe it's a lot of money. I understand that, but
look here. Either way, you're going to be spending some money. I mean, whether it's Paramount, whether it's ESPN, I mean, it's a lot of hidden fees and charges that we don't even know about. You just enjoy it. It's like it's $30.
Yeah.
It's $30 for a pay-per-view. I think that's very, very reasonable. $30 for a WWE event. I could be wrong.
And you're not just getting the pay-per-view. You're getting access to the entire ESPN app, for other sports, NFL, NBA, MLB, First Take.
If you're a sports fan, it's worth it.
If it's a sports fan, you're for sure worth it. John J. D99 just said, what? Adam Khan became a new member to the channel, so we appreciate you, Adam.
You don't mess with my little privates, man.
Yeah,
Salute to
baby.
you. You're one of the little privates now. And then finally, Men Melchild Jones says, I don't want Stephen A. Smith calling matches. Oh, man.
Now, Steven trying to keep everything going right now at First Take. You know what I mean? He's trying to make sure everything's on point. You know, everything's been a little shaky.
That boy Shannon out of there. You know what I mean?
Shannon had to take exit stage left, and right now we say, hey, we got to keep the wheels on the ground. We got to keep the ball rolling. We ain't got time to be slowing down right now. So let's keep everything copacetic. So that's what I see.
Yeah, well, those are our super chats for the day. Unless you have anything else, Book, I mean, we're about to ride off into the sunset, never to be seen again.
She walks out of our lives forever.
Forever. There it is.
All right, man. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams. Brad, as always, the heavy lifting, man. We appreciate you, all the time here inside the Hall of Fame. And all you guys, man, there again, wouldn't be no Brad Gilmore and Booker T here inside the Hall of Fame if it wasn't for you guys.
Facts.
It's all about the people. Oh, yes. Till next time, guys. Peace. We love you. We out.